Hello, Good Tree. This is Paul, and I have some answers for some of the questions you might have regarding the creation according to the Bible. Today, we're going to cover chapter 25, and the question of the day is, does archaeology support the Bible? In this chapter, we're going to go over some significant archaeological evidence to confirm that the Word of God is indeed true. So I'm not going to go into details with all the historians and all the archaeological records. So if you want to know more, you can read the book. There are three major evidences that I would like to talk about in Genesis. So the first is that there are several tablets and writings that talk about the creation record of the Bible and Noah's flood, like the Enuma Elish and the Gilgamesh epic. So some people have also excavated the home city of Abraham, and they have found evidences of luxury and patriarchy. The Egyptian titles used in the Bible are also consistent with the historical records of Egypt. There are also major evidences for the book of Exodus and Deuteronomy. So the covenant forms of the writings of Moses follow the same format as those of the Hittites, and the 10 plagues of judgment against the leading gods of Egypt are seen as real judgments. Now, as for Joshua to Saul, the deities like Baal, Asherah, and many more are actually true and recorded in history. And Saul's head and armor were also put into two temples at Beshan. Regarding David and Solomon, we have David's elegy at Saul's death, which is an accurate reflection of the literary style of his time, and Solomonic cities such as Hazor, Megiddo, and Gezer have also been excavated. There are also major archaeological evidences from the Assyrian period. Now, Sargon's palace has been recovered, and Sargon was an Assyrian king according to the Bible. We also have biblical authors using Assyrian titles during that period. This is significant because Assyria disappeared from history after the battle at 605 BC. The fact that these biblical writers knew detailed things about Assyria is an indication that they were eyewitness accounts. There are also major evidences regarding the Babylonian period and King Nebuchadnezzar. So critics argued that there was no such king, but Nebuchadnezzar's palace and library have been uncovered. Daniel also knew the splendor of Babylon was because of King Nebuchadnezzar, but the historians did not know this until 100 years ago when a German professor excavated Babylon. There are also major evidences regarding Cyrus and the Medes and the Persians. For one thing is that the tomb of Cyrus has been discovered. The second thing is that the Cyrus cylinder, which has an account of Cyrus' conquest of Babylon, is also recovered. There are also evidences regarding Ezra and Nehemiah. So according to the Bible, the governor of Samaria was Sanballat. But many writers and critics claim that Sanballat was much later than Nehemiah. However, there are several recovered letters that prove that Ezra and Nehemiah are accurate records of an actual historical situation. The Dead Sea Scrolls are also a major find because the Dead Sea Scrolls are scrolls that have been found after 2,000 years of being hidden inside a cave near the Dead Sea, and the scrolls have provided copies of most of the Old Testament. There's also major evidence regarding Jesus because there was a problem about the census during the time of Jesus' birth, but this has been resolved by the findings of the important papyrus documents because these documents show that there was a census that took place during the time of Jesus' birth. There are also many documents and archaeological records that support the New Testament, the early church, and the early years of Christianity. The conclusion is that there are many evidences and documents and archaeological records that serve as excellent confirmation of God's words, but they do not prove the trueness of the Bible because most archaeologists are not Christians and do not care about the Bible, and the trueness of the Bible does not depend on archaeology. God's words stand true by itself. Nevertheless, archaeology has played a major role in revealing the Word of God and helping us understand understand some customs and cultures.